Good evening, everyone. My name is Crystal Feliciano, City Council President Crystal Feliciano, here to present to you tonight Council Conversations with the World Takes podcast. I am so excited to be here tonight. This is the premiere launch of this exciting new show that the gentlemen are bringing to you. And guess what? I am here to let you know a few things about the city of Trenton from my perspective as council president. We've come a long way from where we were several years ago. I'm honored to work with the council that I have with me now. We are comprised of 7 different people, right? But we all have the same mindset when it comes to the city of Trenton. We want to move the city forward. Now, a lot of people thought when we got in that we were going to be rubber stamping stuff, or we were just going to be, doing what the administration said and everything. That is not the case. Actually, it's quite the contrary. We've had some very difficult decisions that we've had to make. We've had some very interesting issues that have come before us that we had to dive into, such as the Kingsbury debacle. I'm not sure if any of you are aware or saw how we actually went and visited Kingsbury. Now, y'all know that Kingsbury is basically falling apart, right? Who was going to do something to help? We decided that we would go over collectively as a council. We went through the buildings. We took a tour. We walked through with board members. We walked through with the mayor. And we decided and said that something has to be done. And so it is going to be done. And they're in the process of working on it. The board came before us. They're getting a loan from HMFA to take down the high rises first, right? And then they're going to be rebuilding, and then they're going to move to the low rises. It's things like that that are actually big wins for the city. Now, I know we say it's a long time coming, and you're right, it's a long time coming, but you have new people in the seats that are willing and ready to serve. And so here we are moving the city in the right direction. You see potholes and everything in the street, tearing your cars up. Listen, I'm sick of them too. Sometimes it's like we riding around on an obstacle course. However, I'm happy to tell you that the Office of Public Works does have a paving schedule when the weather is warmer, right? Because we can't do it now while it's damp outside, because it would defeat the whole purpose of doing it. But when the weather is warmer, they're going to start picking up where they left off and repaving different areas. If you're interested in knowing if your street is one of those areas, you can email me, cfeliciano@trentonnj.org. C, F as in Frank, Eliciano @Trenton, TrentonNJ.org. Or you could call 609-475-2395. Now, I'll let you know if the street is on the list. But don't give up. Don't give up on the process, and don't give up on us, because we are working and we are pushing. When it comes to litter, we have passed a new ordinance where the fine has gone up from $100 to $300. So what does that mean? People like to ride down the street, throw trash out, right? They throw the trash out in the bags in front of their house. They don't use a garbage can. If you're out and you have your garbage outside and it's just thrown on the street, when enforcement happens, right? So that's another piece of the puzzle. When enforcement happens, you'll be fined $300. Typically, they want your trash to be placed in a garbage can. I don't have a garbage can. Thank you for saying that. So, if you are 62 years and older and you don't have a garbage can, the city public works department is giving out free trash cans, 30 ounces, thank you, 30-gallon trash cans with the nice lid on it. Has the state, city of Trenton on it and everything. All you gotta do is contact Public Works, or you can contact me, right? I put a post up on Facebook. I have gotten so far close to 30 requests for senior citizens who now have garbage cans at their house. It's just that simple. When it comes to smoke detectors, a lot of us overlook that, right? You need to have a certain number of smoke detectors in your house depending on the number of rooms that you have. Trenton Fire Department will come out and install them for free. I also put out a post saying with a link to a form on my Facebook page that if you need smoke detectors installed for free, now they're not going to just give you the smoke detectors, right? Because let's be real, there's some people who they have ran into before where they gave them the smoke detectors, and instead of them putting them in the house, they were selling them. So we don't want that, all right? But if you contact the fire department, they will come out and they will install them for you for free. We need you to be safe, right? We need you to be safe. When it comes to your animals, listen, one of the biggest things that we have is the issues with people that are having these dogs. They're fighting them, they're breeding them, they're dumping them, they are mistreating them. And so now we have new breeding ordinances about that, where we are finding people and we are penalizing people for doing that. Quite frankly, not everybody is meant to be an animal owner. If you are one of those people, then you don't need to have an animal. If you have one, then you need to treat it correctly. No one deserves to be mistreated. No one understands that we are working out the kinks with that as well, and that will be enforced also. When it comes to illegal dumping, we have an ordinance where we have increased the fines for that, right? And we've even included possible jail time to accompany that. So when you have people that are taking tires and garbage and things like that, and they're just dumping mattresses and everything in these lots and everything around town, that's not legal. That's not legal. Illegal dumping. And so we will be going and enforcing that as well. There's different camera towers throughout the city. Some people like it, some people don't. Listen, safety first. There's different things that we are looking for and different things that we need eyes in the sky to be able to catch. It's a new day in the city of Trenton, and we are looking to make our city as safe as possible. We're working on helping to make it as clean as possible. We are working on making it as open and welcoming as possible, but that's not something that we can do alone. We need your help to help us, to help you, so we can help each other in our city. So with all of that being said, I do want to take a moment to shout out our Public Works Department for the work that they have done and are going to continue to do. Thank you to Director Anna Terry, to Miss Darlene, the phenomenal staff that goes out and does the day-to-day. I do want to thank our police department, Director Steve Wilson, and his crew for going out and doing what it is that they need to do. And I also want to highlight the Trenton, the Police Community Affairs Unit that goes out. That is Detective Summers. That is Detective Corey McNair now is with them. That is Detective Angel Turner. And that is Glendy Pena, who are all a part of that unit. And they go out and they are led by Lieutenant Bethesda Stokes. They go out and they engage the community to help bridge the gap between the community and the police, and to show that you can have positive relations. As a matter of fact, on March the 16th, they are having community conversations at the Orchid Cafe downtown Trenton. I believe it's starting at 11 o'clock a.m. if I'm not mistaken. And they're going to be starting to have different pop-up locations where people could come out, learn about different things happening in the community, but also learn more about the police, and we can start rebuilding trust, which is what we need so that we can start helping combat a lot of the crime that's happening in our city. I'd also like to shout out Recreation and Acting Health and Human Services Director Maria Richardson for the work that they're doing. Listen, I know y'all starting to get parking tickets now. Now, I'm with you. Some of the tickets in some of the places, like, how am I getting a ticket and I live here? Like, you're giving me a ticket parking in front of my house. The sign says, don't park here from this time to this time. And then this sign says, don't park here at all, but I live here. In those cases, we are looking to find a happy medium where we can try to work some things out to see if anything can be done to prohibit that from happening. But for the other people that's parking illegally, this ain't nothing new. It's just new that it's finally being enforced, right? And so when you look at it this way. Your taxes pay the salary of the people that are working. Do you want to see the parking enforcement people just riding by doing nothing? No. You want them to work. You want them to earn their keep, just like you have to go to work every day and earn yours. And so they are out there and they are doing just that. When it comes to dilapidated buildings in the town, we are now working on, as fast as we can, signing off on resolutions allowing the demolition of those buildings. We do not need anyone to get hurt. We do not need any more hazardous situations. that have been occurring. So we are working as fast as we can. I know that many would think that we should just be able to just go and knock a building down if we see that it is an imminent hazard. It doesn't work like that. Think of the old childhood game, Mother May I, right? Back in the day, Mother, may I take one step? Yes, you may. Mother, may I take 2 steps? Yes, you may. Mother, may I take 3? No, you may not. That is the situation that the mayor is currently in with the Department of Community Affairs. The mayor can't just go out and say, that building is a hazard, knock it down. It does not work like that. Now, if there's an emergency situation, then we can move like that. But 9 times out of 10, he has to get permission for just about everything that they want to do, right? For every expenditure, DCA has to sign off on it first, and then it could come to council, and then we vote on it. So now think about that process and how much time that actually takes. There's a building that's falling down. It's not an emergency situation, but it's pretty jacked up. The mayor has to then go, well, his director has to go and write and ask, can we knock this building down? Well, DCA may take their time or they may move quickly. But either way, DCA has to sign off, yes or no, right? They say yes. Now they got to wait until it's time for us to have a council meeting. We meet every first and third Tuesday and Thursday of the month, right? So now they have to wait till we have a meeting, and then we get together and then we vote on it to happen, and then they go ahead and they contract, and then they go ahead and they have the people go out and look at the site, and then they go ahead and then when it's ready they can go ahead and knock it down. So do you understand, things don't move as quickly as we would like for them to move. That is just the state that we're in because we get transitional aid from the Department of Community Affairs so that we can function. Let me think. What else is it that you would like to know? There are several board vacancies that are available. I'm looking at my phone so that I can tell you what they are. If you are a Trenton resident and you would like to serve on the board for the city, there are several vacancies available. Let's see. We are currently accepting applications for the following boards and commissions: the Ethics Board, the Trenton Parking Authority, the Zoning Board, and the Senior Advisory Board. Applications can be obtained on our city website, which is www.trentonnj.org. You would click on Government and then Boards and Commissions and download the application. We also take resumes as well. You have to turn everything into the clerk's office by no later than 12 noon on March 29th. And they want you to email all submissions to boardsandcommissions@trentonnj.org. Listen, we want you to be a part of the solution. We want you to express your voice and your opinion about the things that concern you and that bother you. I know for myself personally, I get emails daily about different things that are happening around me. And I work as expeditiously as possible that I can address all the needs and all the concerns for the people that come to me and ask for help. We have ward elections that are going to be coming up this November. The North Ward, the South Ward, the East Ward, and the West Ward. Because they had staggered terms, right, which was voted on by the previous council, they served 2 years and now they have to run again. And then when they get in this time, they'll serve 4 years, right? You need to be mindful of what's going on around you. And if you're not registered to vote, I implore you to become registered. I ask you to exercise your civic duty. You need to be a part of the process. Your voice does matter and your vote does count. Look around on all levels of government, and I'm talking about even with me. Look who's walking it and look who's talking it, right? Actions speak louder than words. I always said this on the campaign trail, and I say it now. It's nice you want to give us fried chicken and fish sandwiches when it's time, when you want something. But we need help all the time. And so I need you all to be vigilant as you decide who you want to serve you, who you see actually working all the time and not just when it's convenient, who you can access when you need help. Or if you're not familiar with your council representatives, but you at least reach out for help, who is responding to you and who is working for the betterment of you and the city. Now, there's some things that we just can't do, right? There's some things we just cannot do. Respect and understand that. But for the most part, we can and we do the best that we can to assist you in the best way that we can possible. So, for example, you can't come, well, I guess you could come and be like, I need a job. We can't turn around and just give you a job with the city of Trenton. It doesn't work like that. Council does not have any control over who works in the city of Trenton. The only thing that we can speak on is we give advice and consent to the mayor when he wants to bring a director on. We have a say on that and we can vote on that. But other employees, we have no say on that whatsoever. But look, I'm rooting for you, Trenton. We here doing the work. I'm out in the streets. If you ever need me, if you have a question for me, I encourage everybody to reach out and say something. Hit me up. You can hit me up on my city cell, 609-475-2395. You can always email me at cfeliciano@trentonnj.org. I'm Crystal Feliciano, Trenton City Council President. It's been my honor to sit here tonight to kick off Council Conversations with the World Takes podcast. God bless until the next time. I'm gone.